Welcome back to another episode of Other People's Lives. I'm Greg Dybeck.
I'm Joe Santagato, and you guys can check out our podcast on YouTube. It is now available. You can watch the full episode, youtube.com/otherpeopleslives. A lot of cool stuff on there, so go check it out.
Oh, yeah. And we've got today's guest on the line with us. Why don't you tell the listeners and viewers what we're going to be talking about today?
So today we're going to be discussing urolagnia, which is basically the pleasure of seeing or hearing urine that can be based on people's personal preference. It's kind of just an open thing. And yeah.
So it's okay. You get pleasure out of seeing or hearing pee?
That's what the definitions I've heard of basically have. For me, it's actually more so feeling it. I also enjoy seeing it, but it like I said, it varies for each person.
Oh, so you like getting peed on?
Yeah, for the most part, I would say that, yeah.
In layman terms, the way that it's been described.
Should I be saying urine?
What?
I don't know.
I know. I don't want to disrespect the fetish.
I just, pee.
But
it's just easier to say that.
Yeah, we could stick with pee, I guess.
Right.
It's but I guess what people have referred to as things like golden showers. Mm-hmm. I've heard water sports, which is an interesting one.
What's water sports?
It's what we're talking.
Oh, okay. It's just like another term.
It's like, oh, well, because the other one, which sounds a little harsh, is like piss play. The word piss that's not a cool word.
That's heavy.
I love how we're walking on eggshells, don't offend by calling pee the wrong thing.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think a lot of people have heard those terms. I think it's definitely probably a misunderstood fetish, I would say, because I think this is one where people, if they're not into it, are very quick to joke about. I remember in 2017, remember the thing with Trump when it came out that he paid prostitutes to pee in front of him, and everyone was making the golden shower references. So it's definitely a fetish that I've seen in kind of joke terms a lot, and have never, spoken to someone who's actually into this.
So, I mean, I just have a question. How do you come to realize that you're into this sort of thing?
For me, it was actually through porn. I stumbled upon a video where there was someone urinating. I kind of figured that it's something that I might be into, and one day I just decided that it was something I wanted to try, ended up liking it, and I've kind of continued with it ever since.
What do you mean you decided to try it?
I just, I guess I basically asked a partner to pee on me, which they were kind of, shocked about. That's not something you, typically ask someone, but they ended up being okay with it, and I just enjoyed it.
So we've talked to a lot of guests about different fetishes. I'm always fascinated with the first ask and that moment when someone's not expecting it. So can you elaborate a little bit of what's the scenario? I guess paint the picture for us of how you ask something like that of your partner, and what his reaction was, and I guess if you don't mind sharing kind of how it went down the first time.
So my first time, the first time I asked someone, it didn't end up happening just because they weren't okay with it. Usually I kind of relate it to after intercourse or before intercourse kind of thing. So how do I put this? I think it was before intercourse that I had asked, and he wasn't aware of this at all. He wasn't aware that I had this fetish, and he basically said no, that's weird. I'm not trying that with you. But with another partner, the first time it had happened, it was the same kind of scenario. I had asked someone while in a state of sexual behavior if it was something that they'd be okay with, and I kind of explained to them that it was something that I think I would enjoy, and we ended up getting in the shower, and he was nervous, obviously, so but he ended up doing it and I ended up enjoying it. It wasn't something that he necessarily wanted me to do to him. And I was totally okay with that. Like, that's fine. And I wasn't going to pressure anyone into doing anything that they didn't want to do. And yeah.
When you say he peed on you, like, how do you decide what part of the body? I mean, that's a serious question.
For me, I personally think that it would be kind of gross if it was like on my face or something. So
Okay.
like anything below the neck for me.
Okay.
And what is it about it? Is it just like the warm sensation?
Yeah, that's mainly what gets it for me. It's also just the sound of it, I guess. That also kind of makes it pleasurable.
Interesting. Okay. So this, all right. But how do you, I mean, this is going to, I'm honestly not joking when I say this, but how does the sound of urine differ than any other liquid?
Honestly, I have no idea how to describe that to you. I just think it's just knowing that it's urine and just like I'm not exactly sure how to describe that to you.
I mean, it's I'm just because it's an interesting thing that you said the sound because like I can get like the warm sensation like having it on your body and like that sort of thing, but the sound I thought was very interesting because I mean there are some people like I know some people that strictly do like audio porn, like they don't watch anything, they just listen to it. So I wonder if there was some different sort of like auditory like pleasure that comes from. But it's interesting that you did say that. And what do you think is like the root reason why you enjoy that? Is it a submissive thing or is it strictly like it's like I just like urine? I don't know.
Pretty much. I just like urine. I have no idea why. I could not explain that part to you. It's just something that I enjoy.
That's so interesting because I feel like, is there like in your sex life outside of pee, is there like BDSM qualities to it? Like Joe was mentioning, like is it that you're usually submissive, or does that not even play a role? It's really just this kind of stimulation by pee.
Well, I don't typically incorporate pee into any sexual behavior, I would say. Like, it's usually a form of foreplay. Like, it's something that arouses me. It's something that I use to prepare myself. Yeah.
Is it always someone else's pee or do you enjoy your own urine?
No, I am not into my own at all. The only time that I'm kind of into it is if I'm doing it to someone else and they're okay with that. That's the only time that I really find anything pleasurable about it.
Okay. Do you is part of it that it is so taboo to think about? Like peeing and just going to the bathroom it's one of the most private things that we do. Like we go through life as if like we're not peeing and shitting all the time. Like we don't like share that with other people. But is there arousal in the fact that it is like, oh, we're doing something together that is supposed to be private, and that kind of taboo aspect that turns you on?
I've never really thought of it that way, but now that you say that, I can kind of see how maybe that's something that would arouse me. Like, just knowing that you can be that close to someone and they're that comfortable with you to be able to do that. Like, I guess that's kind of a sense of openness, and
honestly,
I guess I would say that's something I enjoy.
Yeah, and that is something that I can definitely understand, of like that level of intimacy where you do have to be so comfortable. And it's probably something that the person doesn't do with everyone. Like I'll always joke like with my partner, it's like I'll lick like the inside of her kneecap and be like, "Ooh, like I'm the only one who who does that." But like as a joke, not like.
Do you mean the back of her kneecap, not the inside? Performing like
this part, the back, inside,
ACL
whatever
surgery.
But it's like just those random things, or like you jokingly, I don't do this, but I was just thinking like put someone's like toe in your mouth or like lick their armpit. Like again, I don't do these things, except the kneecap. But it's like, okay, like we are sharing. This is so intimate.
Yeah.
And I could see peeing on someone obviously kind of meeting that standard of, super, super intimate and super comfortable with someone.
Interesting. Have you ever found someone who was willing to let you pee on them?
Yes, it's actually my current partner. He wasn't exactly open with the idea of pee at all in the beginning. I kind of gave him some time to think about it. Like when I had first told him, he eventually warmed up to it. He did it on me, and then I asked him afterwards. I was like, "Is it something that you would want in return?" And he ended up saying yes, and it's something that he now enjoys as well.
Wow, isn't it weird how that always works?
Again, I know every episode we say like.
She's like, yeah, I have this thing that not a lot of people have, and I found the perfect person.
Yeah. Is it something that you guys incorporate every time, like before you get intimate, or it's just kind of when the feeling strikes? Like using it as foreplay, or like you said, after sex sometimes.
It depends, like really on the day kind of thing. It's not every time. It just varies kind of thing.
I like that you're being so just casual and normal, because it's like, it's true. It's just like anything else.
I love how there's just no like deep rooted. She's like, I just like pee, dude. That's just what it is. Like, and it's interesting because like I've always asked that question too. I'm like, because we've done this show for a while now, a couple of years, and we've never talked to anyone. Like we've heard fetishes for everything, and I can kind of get an understanding of all of them, the ones that I'm not into, and understand it from okay, this is a submissive state, this is a dominant state. But it's interesting with you, you're like, no, it has nothing to do with that, really. It's just kind of like, I just enjoy it, which I think is I mean, I don't know, but it doesn't seem typical in the world of people who enjoy getting peed on. That's just an assumption.
Yeah.
I would kind of agree with you on that. Like, honestly, like you said, it's just because I like it. It's not really having to do with a dominant or submissive side. I could see how it's like that for some people, but it's just a bit different for me, I guess.
Yeah, and if it was a submissive thing, then you wouldn't be interested in peeing on your partner too.
Right.
But now you guys are swapping pee.
Right. It's not. There's not like a power dynamic. It's literally just about the pee.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Question for you, Joe.
Yeah.
Obvious question. Would you ever? I'm assuming you haven't. I feel like you would have told me before this conversation.
Yeah.
But would you ever pee on someone or get peed on? If so, which would you be more likely to do?
Personally, I am a more naturally dominant person, so I would pee on someone if they really wanted me to, but I don't think I would enjoy being peed on because I would view it as being in a submissive state, which I would not enjoy.
Okay. Very anti-submissive. I've learned that about you from the show.
Yeah.
Now, do you think you'd be able to do it if your partner wanted you to?
Yeah.
Because I feel like that, like, pee shy is a real thing.
Sure.
But you'd be able to.
I think, under the right circumstances. I mean, even, she was explaining that, the first time with her partner, they were in the shower and, he was nervous. But I think eventually the shower helps. I mean, when there's like running water.
That seems like a good starting point. Yeah.
Yeah. Has that ever taken place with you and your partner outside of the shower?
No, just purely because of a mess factor. Like,
yeah.
Right.
We never wanted to have to deal with that.
It's
just the easiest place.
Is there anything you enjoy about like the smell?
Not particularly, no. I don't notice it most of the time. Sometimes I do, but it really doesn't have an effect on anything sexual.
So this is
also interesting to me because also in the shower, like I feel like water is running, and you said you enjoy the sound, but I guess it's just like just knowing that like I'm trying so hard to like find a reason for some reason. It's just like
don't force it.
I know. It's just like some people just enjoy things. They just enjoy it.
But also I'm trying to understand the dynamic of when this does happen, because I can understand like, I guess just like, how does it happen? Like, are you literally like Is it like, okay, I'm going to get on my knees and you're going to pee on me below my neck? Does it like feel like you're in like the throes of like something sexual? Is it kind of fun and lighthearted? Like, I'm trying to even imagine doing it with my partner. Like, I feel like we would not be like laughing, but like almost like a lighthearted approach, because it's not like there's intercourse. It's
right.
not like you're like, oh, I'm in this right now. It's like, no, let me stop and make pee come out of my body right now onto you. Like, I don't even know what that question is, but like, I guess I'm just asking for more details of like the act itself.
So I guess it's not something that we like necessarily like, I guess, laugh about or anything. It's like sometimes it's kind of hard for him, I feel like, because like it's something that's still relatively new to him, and he's still getting used to it. So he's been kind of easing up a bit about it, and yeah. And about the whole sound thing that you were talking about earlier, sometimes like the shower is not even running, and that's kind of what I meant about the whole sound factor.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Yeah, there is a very distinct sound of pee, like either hitting toilet water, or I'm a big pee in the shower guy. Like sometimes if I do before the water's running, like that on like porcelain or whatever, it's such a distinct sound, like that stream.
Yeah.
But I like pee doesn't gross me out.
No, I'm not particularly like grossed out.
And is pee like sterile and like
Yeah.
sanitary, right?
I think so. I don't know, man.
Yeah, well, to me it just doesn't feel like this is something
You want to get peed on right now?
Yeah, I'm down.
Yeah, it kind of seems like you're like talking yourself into being into
yes,
this.
This is one, like we've talked about like a lot of fetishes and dynamics and things like that we always try to wrap our head around to kind of like understand. It does not mean we would do all of them.
Right.
And there's some that are just hard to understand. Like we talked to someone who like likes getting like farted in his face and like just things that I could never imagine doing. But this one, yeah, like I don't think I'd go out of my way to ask for it because I don't desire it. But if it came up, like if I was like your partner and you asked, down.
Yeah.
Definitely down. I think it would be like I would be nervous when it went down.
Yeah, I think you're nervous the first time you try anything.
Yes, but like pee, I can also almost understand like the sensation of like, think of warm liquid. There's not much liquid you get that's warm, but warm liquid is like, imagine taking a bath right now or going into a pool that's heated. Mm-hmm. Like our experiences with warm liquid, it is such like a soothing, good feeling. Coffee, tea, like warm liquid. There's no bad like warm liquids out there. Also, I will say this. There is also no greater feeling than when your bladder's full and you've been holding it in for a long time and you finally do pee.
Yeah.
So peeing in itself is sort of like an orgasmic sensation.
Yeah, and that was actually going to be my like question, which I don't know if you directly answered it, but when you are like in the act of either getting peed on or peeing on your partner, is it a sense of arousal or is it just kind of like I'm trying to understand that moment? Like does it feel like, do you have the same reaction to that as you do any other like quote unquote normal foreplay?
Yeah, I would say so. It's probably the best way for me to get aroused, I would say. I don't know exactly why, but
I like that you're honest about that. You're not even forcing
you're like
a reason, but you know it's something that you enjoy.
So at the end of the day, like if your boyfriend wants to get you off, it's like, well, let's get in the shower real quick.
Yeah, for sure. That's definitely one way to do it.
That's cool.
Wow. And why are you so against it like being on your like face or like getting in your mouth or something? Do you find it gross?
Honestly, I do. I can't imagine tasting it. I don't really want it anywhere near my mouth. I just feel like that would be a complete turnoff, and I it may even ruin the whole sensation for me. I know it's different from other people, but just for me.
Yeah, but I could see that being very different than being peed on or
Yeah.
peeing on. And that's probably a misconception with this fetish, is that, oh, all these people are out here like
Drinking piss.
gargling,
Yeah.
pee, and like, but that's not the case, obviously. Maybe for some people, but
No.
yeah. But dude,
Yeah,
back
like
to
I said earlier, it's based on personal preference.
Yeah.
Back to warm water.
Oh God.
No, I will say, I'm going to be very honest here, and we've all done it. One of the best feelings in the world
What is he saying?
is, and I haven't done this in a long time, but we've all done it, when you're half in a dream state, half awake, you're having a dream where you're peeing in your dream, and you're in bed, and you just let loose, like you just succumb to it, and you start peeing, and for that brief moment, it's like that warm wetness just soaking your loins, and you're just like,
Wait.
you're like in heaven for a minute while you wet the bed, until you snap out of it, and you're like, oh shit, I just wet the bed. This is so embarrassing.
Are you telling me you had a euphoric piss your bed?
I think we all do. You didn't? You haven't?
I mean, I've gotten to that point where I'm like, oh shit, and I wake up and I'm like, wait, I'm about to piss
But
myself.
the moment right before that release and that like slow warmth creeping down your leg, I don't know why I remember it so vividly.
Yeah.
But I think that's like a sensation we've experienced that we enjoy. It gets ruined by like, oh, I literally just wet the bed.
I think you're
I'm more into pee than
Yeah.
I realized before
than
this
she
call.
is apparently. You have this like poetic fucking story about it.
I'm just trying to be honest about pee and the feelings.
No, yeah. I mean, listen, I totally understand it. I get it. You know, but I more so understand it from a like dominant submissive point of view. Like I get like there's warm liquids like feel nice on your body. Like I get that.
Right.
You know, like in warm lotions or whatever the hell. But to me, I'm like, someone's peeing on me. But I guess that's the part of that, like the taboo that she explained earlier is the biggest catalyst, I would say. Because that's the only thing that separates it from being like, quote unquote, normal and not normal. It's like, okay, yeah, this is a warm liquid and warm liquids are nice. We're about to have a nice warm shower.
Right.
But this is pee. And like, that's the thing.
Yeah.
So I guess it's because it is something that's not typically enjoyed in the mainstream, and that's why.
Yeah, I feel like if you're like in a room and you pee on each other and then have awesome sex, and then like you walk outside into the world, you're like, we're like we've done a lot more than most of these people right here, probably.
Yeah.
Like we're a lot closer. Maybe our sex life is better. I don't know. I mean, there's no one reason. Obviously, speaking to you, this is your story.
I have a question. So, how long were you and your current partner having sex before you brought up the pee?
Probably at least 2 months. I'm not exactly sure the time frame. It was only a few months though.
And do you think that it is night and day, like your sex life after you guys started peeing?
I feel like it's our sex life has improved from it actually, just because we know we have that openness and we know that we can suggest new things to each other and we won't be judged even if the other person doesn't want to do it. It just has created this whole new world, I guess, in our sex life.
And for you personally, is this something that's absolutely necessary? I don't know your relationship now, but going forward, if you had other partners or were with other people, would you 100% require this to be part of your sex life?
It's not something I would require. It's just something that I would prefer to have. If it's not like if someone says no and they're not ever willing to try it, then I'm just going to be like, oh, well, I don't like you anymore. Like, I can't be with you. Like, it doesn't really bother me that much.
Yeah. I just had a really strange thought too.
Here we go.
Well, I just keep thinking of different ways that pee could like be arousing.
Okay.
Quantity.
A lot of pee.
So everyone loves like the money shot, the cum shot, but like there's not much cum that comes out. But pee is like that action, but a lot of liquid.
Dude, you are the biggest pee spokesman in the world today.
I'm open-minded.
But yeah, no, I get it. Is that something that that is a difference maker to you? You're like, the longer the pee, the better, or is it just kind of like, is it a temperature thing, or like what is like the best part about it?
The best part is probably the temperature, but the longer the better, I guess. The more I can feel that way, like feel what I'm feeling, like the better. For me, like when I am going to pee on someone else, I have the tendency to hold my bladder because I guess I want it to last as long as possible. But it's not something that I'm like, hey, you should hold your bladder so you can pee on me. Later. Like,
Right, yeah.
That's just a plus if
It's
it
like, hey, don't
happens.
go in the bathroom.
Yeah.
You hold that.
Imagine like holding it all day because you know
At
you're
that
gonna do
point,
that later.
when you
I've done that before, honestly. Like,
Wow.
it's if I know it's happening, I will hold it. Like, even if I really have to go, it's just I don't know.
You're a generous peer.
Yeah.
Wow.
Not only that, but like holding your pee when you really have to go and then you finally go is like,
That's also one of the
think-
best feelings in the world.
it is. But like, I think it's considered partially like an orgasm also.
Yeah.
That like that release of like, you have a quick little like, whoa,
Yeah.
kind of thing.
Oh,
Yo, the way you're looking at me right now, like I'm a bucket of pee.
Yeah. No, it's just there's a lot of sensations around peeing, so it makes sense.
No, yeah. I mean, wow.
Yeah. Do you think there's like new levels of this you can reach, or is there experimentation, or are you just not even overthinking it and it's just you like to get peed on and it's that simple?
It's pretty much that simple. Like, I'm content with it right now and what I'm doing right now. It's not that I need to experiment or anything. Like, if I did experiment, like, I'd be open to it, but like I said, I'm just pretty much good where I am right now.
Do you and your boyfriend ever like experiment with pee and then not have sex, or does it always lead to sex?
It varies. Sometimes it does, sometimes it doesn't. Most of the time it does, I would say, just because I do get that sense of arousal. It's not the same feeling for him. I think he just enjoys it. It's not something that arouses him or anything. But yeah.
Yeah. Are you ever worried? Like, is this something that you keep very private, or do you share it with like friends, or is there just any worry of judgment that people might throw your way if they found this out about you?
I do feel like there would be quite a bit of judgment. I did actually tell my best friend, and he basically said, like, that's weird. Like, I can't believe you just told me that. So ever since that happened, I've kind of had the tendency to keep it quiet because of the judgment that I did face, and I'd only express that with partners from now on.
Yeah. Wow. Well,
Yeah.
no, I mean, you seem like just really cool about it. You seem so cool. Like, I picture you in like a leather jacket, like on a motorcycle right now. I don't know. It's just like, she's just you're just matter of fact about it, which is, you like it. And there doesn't always need to be a deeper meaning or this like origin or this childhood story to, pick apart. It's just a feeling and sensations that you enjoy.
Yeah, I've got that mentality that kind of it is what it is, and you gotta accept it.
Hell yeah.
That mentality goes a long way for a lot of things. The last question I have is, is there, have you ever met anyone else with this or spoken to anyone else, who enjoys this? Is it like a community that you seek out, or again, just kind of something that, you just keep in your private life?
It's just something I keep in my private life. I've never met any partner that has expressed to me that they enjoy it prior to doing it. It's actually just something that I've, I guess, passed on to partners because they've ended up liking it. So, yeah.
Yeah. And would you say, I mean, obviously everyone's different, with their preferences. But do you think it's safe to say there's a lot of people out there who might like this if they were to give it a try?
I do think that, just because of the amount of people that I've tried it with and they've ended up liking it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just basically an experimenting thing.
You might have passed it on to me.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I would say she definitely did.
I might try. Might email you tomorrow.
Yeah. Tell us
Let
about
you
your
know how it
experience, Greg.
Wow.
Yeah. Well, I mean, is there anything that we didn't ask that you might want to share, or did we kind of cover it?
I think you guys covered everything. The one thing that I would touch on was the whole taboo thing. Yeah, the whole thing that people think it's gross. They think it's not something that you should be doing, kind of thing. Like, that's your own private life. Like, I feel like if people just kind of opened up more into the idea of it, it'd be something that would be a little bit more accepted. And yeah.
Yeah, I feel like it does get a bad rap compared to a lot of other like fetishes or BDSM tendencies that maybe have become more mainstream and like acceptable in people's eyes. But I think for some reason, like I said in the beginning, I've really only heard about this, within jokes or like context of like, making fun of like Trump or something like that. So, maybe this brings a little awareness.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, thank you so much for sharing and being so cool about this and answering all our questions.
Oh yeah, no problem.
All right.
Appreciate you converting Greg, because he is giddy right now.
I have like a sparkle in my eye.
You do. Yeah, you do.
No, thank you so much. And we'll keep in touch if I try this.
Yeah.
I'll let you know.
All right, thanks for having me.
All right.
Of course, thank you.
Have a good one.
Bye.
Our first sponsor for the day is Buffy, and Buffy makes bedding that is earth-friendly, cruelty-free, and let me tell you from personal experience, extremely comfortable. And the best thing about Buffy is they have a comforter. It's called the Breeze, and it regulates temperature. So for me personally, as you probably know already, sweat a lot at night. Big time overheater, but not with this. So no more sweating. It's 100% plant-based. It's breathable. It keeps you comfortable, and it's softer than cotton and naturally soothes the skin. It's made of eucalyptus fabric, which is fun to say, and it feels really good.
That is a very fun word to say.
Oh, yeah. And you can try the comforter in your own bed for free. That means you can get the comforter, try it out. If you don't love it, you can return it at no cost.
And if that's not the greatest news you ever heard in your life, you also get a $20 off your Buffy comforter if you visit buffy.co and enter the code OPL. Again, $20 off your Buffy comforter. Visit buffy.co and enter the code OPL to redeem that.
Our next sponsor is Undercover Tourist.
Undercover Tourist is the service you have to use if you're going on vacation to a theme park. Let's say you're going to Disney. It's a park. It's very overwhelming. Okay, there's a lot of things to do. Undercover Tourist is going to help you save time and money. They have park plans that can help you plan out your day, saving you up to 4 hours. I can tell you from experience from going to Disney. I love going to Disney. It's very expensive, and there's a lot to do. And if you don't have a plan, you're going to fail here. But also, the biggest thing is that Undercover Tourist is going to save you money. The exact same tickets to theme parks you know and love for less. There's no catch. You could save up to $145 on each theme park ticket, which is significant, trust me, especially if you're going with a big family, you're saving a ton of money. Which my family, there's a lot of people, there's like 8 of us, so it's a lot. But they have an A+ rating at the Better Business Bureau, over a million app downloads on their Orlando Wait Times app. That's a ton. But yeah, so if you're going on vacation with your family, you're going to theme parks, Undercover Tourist is the one you got to use.
Yeah, and you can start planning your next theme park vacation now by visiting undercovertourist.com/OPL. And it's an additional discount that you'll get using OPL on top of the big savings that are already offered through Undercover Tourist. That's undercovertourist, tourist.com/OPL. Go enjoy that theme park trip.
Well, I think there's one thing that we can say here confidently. Girl just likes pee.
Yeah.
Just likes pee.
She just likes pee.
She just likes pee. And that's it. There's no deep. There's no submissive.
Mm-hmm.
There's no I like to be dominated. I just like pee.
I'm humbled, and I think we learned a lesson. I think we tried to take all our prior knowledge
Yes.
from other episodes
And
be
attach
like,
it.
yeah, attach this. Oh, we know this. Oh, we've heard something similar to this.
We've heard.
And it's like, no,
Yeah.
no.
Yeah, she's like, nah, dude, I just love the piss. That's crazy, man. That's wild. That's just like, it's just one of those things. Because, yo, I was trying in my head, like I was trying so hard to be like, please be attach it to something. And at least there was the taboo thing. But then I started thinking like, what if someone asked me like, yo, why do you like blowjobs? I'd be like, just cuz.
Right.
I'd be like, cuz it's nice. That's why. Like, I don't really have a reason.
Yeah.
You know? So it's just one of those things. I'd be like, you know, and then I'm even right now, I'm trying to think of a reason why I like blowjobs other than the fact that like it feels nice. Like there's no other reason.
Yeah. Warm liquid-ish. Similar to pee.
No, but
No, it's just simple. Like different things arouse
be honest.
different people.
You gonna get peed on?
There's one person that I can ask for that
Yeah.
now. I
Think
don't know if
she'd-
she's gonna be down.
You don't think she'd pee on you?
It'll take some work. Might have to start a petition.
Would
get
you
some momentum.
honestly on the show, don't play it up, but do you think you would get to the point where you could be like, listen, and I know your wife, and I know you're not pissing on her. That's what I know that. That I know.
That's fair.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, do you think you would get to the point where you're like, I'm gonna like, I want you to just give me some pee here,
Yes.
just for an experiment, or would you do it because you're like, I really would probably enjoy that?
See,
You're an experimental guy.
that's the thing. For the experiment, and my approach, I think, would be fun, like fun-loving, experimental. I also don't have the desire, so I can't like pull her aside and be like, look, I need this. Like, this is something that, you know, gets me going. We're
Yeah.
going to have to learn how to do this together. No. But could I approach it as like, look, next time I'm in the shower and you have to pee, I just come in and just trickle on my leg. I know it'll be weird, but it's just us. It'll be fun. It'll be intimate.
for the show.
Just to say we've done it.
Yeah.
Like, I would genuinely take that approach. I feel like I've actually joked about that before. Like, if she's in the shower,
You're like, yo, just piss
I'll
on
just
my
like
hand.
open the door, like, you want me to come pee on you? Or like, probably now I realize, because it is something that I think I want to try after this episode, it seems. But yeah, I could and I will try to make it happen in that fun experimental way.
Nice.
If I get shut down, I'm not gonna like pursue it that hard.
But you'll float again in a couple months.
Yeah, I'll try. I'll try. I think I could get it like, I don't know if I could get it to happen, but like, yeah, just like a quick like. For me, it's literally just about like, it's the same reason I'll like eat anything.
Right.
Like, let's just
see
pee
what
on my leg,
happens.
because then I'll just walk around telling everyone like that we've done like pee play. Like,
Right,
for
right.
me, that's just, you know, I have that on my resume.
That's like when we sent pictures of our feet to that.
Yeah, we sold pictures of our feet. Just, yeah, you
to
know.
a man.
Yeah.
We sold pictures of our feet to a man just so we could say that we've done that. And I've actually told people that, and I've been super proud of it. I've been like, listen, you ever hear those stories about people that, you know, they offer you, because I feel like everyone's been offered by like a random page with no pictures.
Yeah.
And it's like, I'll give you $100 for your feet. And you're like, ew, and you send it in your group chat. But we took it and we sent it and we got the money. So
Yeah.
we're sex workers.
Yeah. Is this legal that we did that?
I don't know. We did it though.
We did do it.
Come arrest me.
We're come arrest me.
Come arrest
me. They put handcuffs on our ankles. I think we're just big like story guys. Like, we want the story
Yeah.
when we can get it, but not to make light of her situation. Like, for me, it's not a real fetish, though I would be willing to try it. Obviously, that's a lot different from what she's experiencing.
Well,
which
I don't think it is that different, because I think that it started as her stumbling upon a porno and being like, hey, that's interesting. Like, I want to try that maybe.
That's fair.
It wasn't a fetish yet. So you could try it, and then it could turn into be like, damn, I kind of
I could really enjoy it.
Yeah, you'd be like,
you're right.
I
You're right.
love that.
That's fair. I can't say because I haven't tried it yet.
Yeah.
I did.
And there's just things, and there's something about that I think you just assume you hate it. So
Yeah.
you like convince yourself you hate it, but when you do it, you could be like, whoa.
Right. And that could be because, look, maybe you just don't like it and you don't want to get peed on. Understandable. But at what point are we kind of programmed to hate it? At what point do we grow up realizing like that's in the taboo category? Society says do not pee on that person. I'm just going to not like that and not even think about if I would like it.
Yeah, but also in that category is like, slapping and spitting and like,
Yeah.
But, people are doing that.
Yeah. And are open about that now. But
Yeah.
pee, it really hasn't.
I feel like spitting
broke through that barrier
Spitting and
yet.
slapping made its way into the limelight, and peas is creeping.
Yeah. Now people are like, oh, if you don't get choked during sex, are you even having sex? It's like.
And you're like, yeah, you are, but okay.
Right. But maybe pee can reach that level one day.
Maybe.
I don't know. I also just remembered.
Put the pee back in porn.
Okay. Wait, why just porn?
Because porn will dictate.
Dictate.
Yeah, the rest of the whatever.
Oh.
Because I think that's where like the spitting and slapping came from porn.
Oh, okay.
Like you don't like. I think when you think about it, like the porn industry kind of dictates the entire experience of sex, because whatever's popular during porn is probably what people are going to do, because where else do you learn about it? Like they don't teach you how to fuck in school. They teach you how to not to get STDs and not get pregnant.
That's a fantastic point.
So it's like,
also,
if you're spitting and slapping in porn, then people are going to be spitting and slapping out there.
Right. If in mainstream porn, like mainstream
there was mad
porn,
pee, people would be peeing.
You are right. So someone's got to break the mold.
And there is categories for pee. It's just not that
But
popular.
it's a subsection, subculture.
Also,
type of,
there's that whole thing. Squirting is technically pee.
Yeah, is that true?
Yeah.
Okay. We don't have an answer to this question unless you do. But the one thing that just crossed my mind, can STDs be transmitted through pee? Someone look that up and leave that in the comments.
I don't think so.
I don't know.
Well, maybe.
I don't know. It is a bodily liquid, like
You
blood
never
and
see that on
cum,
WebMD.
because they're assuming people aren't peeing on each other.
Well, shame on them.
Exactly. We're gonna have to figure that out. But
Yeah, we're gonna have to figure that out after the show. But yeah, it's a very interesting episode. I think like it's putting me in the frame of mind of being like, whatever. Also, Greg, glad you're being open and honest with everyone. Like, the guy just loves pee.
love's a strong word.
The guy just enjoys a warm liquid. I've seen him. He crushed a coffee before he got in here. Absolutely crushed it.
I really like warm liquids. That's true. Not all warm liquids.
Yeah.
Anyway, okay. Before I incriminate myself.
Yeah. Yeah, guys. If you want to send us an email because you think you have something that could be for a good episode, hit us up. Go to oplshow.com/contact and send us an email.
Yeah, and just a reminder, if you listen to this episode, but now you want to watch it and see all the things that we're doing on camera, it's youtube.com/otherpeopleslives. Also on Instagram at OPL Podcast, we've got a bunch of clips, and leave a rating and a review on iTunes.
Yep, that is all. See you guys next time.